Today is going to be a great day. First of all, because I got this idea to talk about all my faults. So basically, I'm going to expose myself as much as possible due to the fact that I really want to be a bit more transparent and I want to, I can feel that I have some emotions about talking about this. So I need to tell you about the fact that sometimes I don't shower that much and I don't wash my clothes that much. I just change them a few times a day and use them for multiple days. My house is a very big mess almost all the time, especially the kitchen. I am basically very, very single. I know I said I'm going to choose to be celibate, and I am choosing to do that. I'm not focusing at all on trying to find a relationship. What else? I frequently lie, not on camera. Sometimes I do on camera as well. Frequently means I think about 10% of the time. And I lie basically, I made a video about this before. In social situations, I tend to embellish some of my stories to sound better, and I lie to get out of tricky situations where people want some things from me. So I lie for avoidance and to seem more successful. And the funny thing is, the reason why I'm addicted a bit to lying is because at some point I lied that I was doing something and making a lot of money from it, and I wasn't doing it, but 6 months later, I actually did it. And I delivered on that lie, and I was actually making that. So it's weird. What else? I cannot quit smoking. It's so difficult for me to quit smoking. And this is not going to be a very happy go lucky video. I am constantly judging myself and disappointed. I've been working on that, especially with the meditation, now that I kind of feel a lot more. Oh, sorry for the microphone. Now that I feel a lot more affectionate and I can truly say I am in love with myself for a bit, not too much, just a tiny bit. I feel like I'm entitled to much more success than I have. I feel like I am great at what I do, at certain things that I do, and I can have a lot of output, even though the success does not follow, and I'm feeling like a failure because I'm doing so many things, but it feels like I'm spinning my wheels for no reason at all. It's a bit demoralizing. I don't think about it. I just do things instead of thinking. I don't like, I don't enjoy thinking about these things. I have a hard time asking for help, very hard time asking for help. And I am independent to a fault. I try to do everything myself. And if now I have an editor, which is nice, but it really took me 6 months, I think, of convincing myself that I need an editor or more to be able to take that step. I had the money, I spent the money, yeah. I I don't think I'm a bad friend. I'm actually a good friend. I'm a good partner. I don't lie in relationships that much. Well, I am sometimes a cheater, although I don't make promises. I know that's an excuse, but I don't make promises about exclusivity and things like that. But yeah, it's kind of implied when you're in a relationship. That's why I wanted to be celibate, to be able to not have any intimacy with other people for a long time so that I can better understand what's going on with me. I'm selfish in that way. And I think my biggest flaw is that I want everything very fast. And I'm impatient in that sense because, and the impatience comes from the fact that I feel entitled to much more success than I have. Let's put this camera a bit higher. And I feel the constant need to just prove myself and to prove to others that my ideas work, even though I might not feel like they are as I present them. And this really hurts me because people push back whenever they feel like you're pushing ideas upon them. And I know that. And I still find myself just explaining and torturing that idea into this tight space so it can be easily digested. I think I lack a lot of things and that would make me successful. And I do not know how to really build a connection with the viewer. It's weird. It's like a long distance relationship. And I'm not good at those. I'm really not good at long distance relationships. I'm not good at short distance relationships as well. If I don't meet with someone, it's gonna just fizzle out. I don't text. I don't know how to build a connection through the internet. Basically, I am really good at, well, this is all about faults. I talk way too much, and I tend to be emotionally unavailable. That's exactly why I started this channel, because I wanted to get more in touch with my emotions, especially in this period of hectic productivity. I sometimes correct my dog a bit too harshly. Well, dog trainers would say I don't correct her enough, but I feel like I'm correcting her a bit too harshly sometimes. And I really feel sometimes lonely, and as if that's the whole point. I never liked being in groups of people doing the same stuff and or communities. I'm just a bit of an outsider, and I didn't like groups from my childhood because I saw the toxicity and how people were just flip-flopping, getting together and being very weird about it. I didn't like that. I liked bouncing a bit more in between groups instead of in the same group. And that means I didn't really understand how to build deeper connections with people. Now I do kind of understand how to build deeper connections, how to be more consistent with the relationships. My mind just defaults to positivity. I'm going to talk about my faults. So, yeah, I do, I did have a lot of mental issues, depression, some drug problems, and well, until I was 18. And then after that, I think I smoked some weed when I was in Holland, and once when I was here, like 20 times in the last 13 years. So I did have an alcohol problem. I don't know how to be very vulnerable. I don't like to talk about I don't actually like to complain. I don't complain at all, even though sometimes things are very hard and I have big problems. Well, that's the point. I see my problems as not being too big and too cumbersome, and I don't want to put them on someone else. So that's why I don't explain or tell them to others, because I don't feel like my problems are big. And this helps me like really not dwindle on the problems. Notice how every time it defaults to positivity. I think that's a good thing that I've developed over the years. Just at the beginning, it was really hard to do. I was defaulting more to negativity. And now it's more just going towards positivity and being a cheerful person. I know it doesn't seem right now, but I don't really take things seriously. I think that's one of my, well, let's say it's a fault as well. I tend to not feel emotions deeply, really not feel them almost at all. I do. For others is it's apparent I'm feeling something, but for me it's not. So I'm disconnected. It's not that I don't feel them, I'm just disconnected from them. And I've started to notice that. And not only did I start to notice it, but I was like seeing that I had these emotions and I didn't feel them, I didn't connect with them, and I wasn't able to really embody the emotion. And I basically was going off of the reactions and what I was saying and what I was doing as a to gradually go back to feeling, to embodying the emotion. And now I've started this channel specifically for that, specifically for getting more in touch with my emotions. Right now, based on my voice and how I use it, I can slowly feel the fact that there is a bit of a release, like a sadness that I feel. It's way easier for me to just judge the emotions that I have based on the reactions of my body and how I speak and how I articulate myself. And it seems like I'm gonna probably start crying. It just this, but I cannot really feel it to 100%. I was able back a few years ago to just feel everything and understand what I was feeling and what's going to come out of it. But now I've been detached from my emotions for so long, and it's hard for me to embody those emotions. It's been slowly easier since I started the 30-day meditation challenge, but it's really difficult, and you don't really appreciate the joy that emotions, no matter if they are negative or positive, they bring to life. I feel like a life full of emotion is really, really powerful. And to be disconnected from that is like basically not having air or not having water or not having wood, food. Yeah. I feel bad about that. I feel really sad that I don't. Oh, this is nice. I'm feeling something. Who knew? So, this whole experiment has really put me in touch with my emotions, and I probably didn't feel them because they were a bit too negative, and I was very hard on myself, and I didn't appreciate what I am able to do. I'm starting to almost cry. Wow, this is so beautiful. I'm trying to connect with the emotion and try to see. I've noticed it from the tremor of my voice, but now I'm slowly letting it appear and take voice, you know. I really cannot understand why I'm not more successful. I was thinking it's a skill problem, but then I got the skills necessary. I am 10 times, 20 times better, and yet, oh, this is so nice. And yet I cannot understand why. Why? Oh, I don't understand. Is it something wrong with me? Or do I have this inflated vision of self worth? I don't know which one it is. Do I think too highly of myself, or do I think too badly of myself? I don't know which one stops me from having more success. Because work doesn't seem to fix it. I know, it's obvious. I'm doing the wrong things. And why do people just not don't want to, like, I don't know. Why don't I seem to find people that resonate with me and do the same things and really follow that vision? There seems to be a lot of people online doing that, but not a lot of people in real life. Well, I haven't really looked for them as well. And I feel like the world has become so much more disconnected. I used to have so many friends, and I think this is a milestone, being able to show emotion, and not only show emotion, but feel it. And I cannot feel it deeply. I cannot embody it to the most extent. This is what I was saying. I, on the outside, it's obvious what emotions I'm feeling. But for me, I'm a bit disconnected from feeling it, from really truly feeling it. I would want to feel this sad. I wanted, I really want even the sadness. I want to feel it to the most extent, but I can't. And it hurts. Well, it doesn't hurt because I cannot feel it. I want it. It's so weird. Most people just run away from bad emotions, but if you are disconnected from all emotions, you wish even for bad ones. I'm starting slowly to feel something. I was watching a video yesterday about a guy that I'm watching, and his mom died. And I really was feeling it. I almost cried back yesterday as well. But this is nice. This is exactly what I set out to do in these videos, to be able to feel emotions. I'm starting to slowly feel things. I don't know. Let me show you. So let's, this one. Yeah, really nice. Another one. Really, really nice. Well, at least I think so. I don't know. Let's pick this one. Here's another one. I know there's a cliche called this one I made yesterday. And I didn't even use the medium that I use usually, which is oil. This is acrylic. This is for a course. But basically, I think I made close to 2,000 paintings, and I'm able to output and make great paintings, at least in my mind, in so fast and so quickly. And yet people, even if I give them almost for free, they don't really, well, they do, but they don't want to pay for them. And I hate selling. I hate really pushing people towards the, I can sell, I can make them want to buy the painting, I can put it in a very interesting story and scenario and have them feel great. And that's what they buy. They don't buy the painting. The painting is just an excuse to give me money for how they felt. It can make them like feel appreciated and be like, and talk to them in a very exquisite manner and with fancy words to really tickle their intellectual side. And they end up buying because they start to think of culture and, oh, this is what cultured people do and things like that. But I just hate it. I hate it with, it's like, I don't know. Maybe I should just sell them super cheaply and get rid of them. I was pondering like 3 or 4 months ago, just giving up on the whole painting idea, at least for sales, because I think I have about 100 paintings in my house or more. I don't know. It's, I have two cupboards, not cupboards, yeah, cupboards. I think cupboards or storage areas, two storage areas, a third one, and then this room, and then in the kitchen, and then in everywhere. I just have about 100 paintings just in my house, already done. And um, yeah, I still have a lot of paintings in galleries and other places. I went to a gallery. This really, really hurt. I went to a gallery and they just gave me all my paintings back. And I paid like 100 and something dollars on the frames specifically for, and I made specifically those paintings because the gallerist told me that those paintings will sell, those kinds of paintings. And now she said, oh, but they don't sell because they're not as good as the first ones you did. And I'm like, they are better. They are actually better than the first ones I made. And yeah, instead of just saying maybe she didn't do a great job selling them in 1 year. So yeah, this was an amazing experience to be able to, even if I didn't feel it as deeply, I still let myself just go in that space and feel exactly what I felt today and this period. I just stood a bit there, thinking and pondering. I should be going out with Sophie right now, so I'm gonna make a course, and I'm gonna also try to edit some more of the videos for the other channel because I have 300, 400 gigabytes of storage blocked by those videos. I don't know. On the let's not end it on a negative note, or but I think, like, I really do believe that my life is so much better than other people's lives, and I can explain why. And people don't listen and don't follow the advice. Like, for instance, learning a new skill every 3 to 6 months, doing that and learning that skill, trying to find skills that you want to learn and um, be, have them be high earning skills, you will never have to work again for someone else. You can just do a lot of freelancing gigs and things, and you're just gonna have, because if you have like 6 or 7 skills that you can do, like video editing, filming, photos, making websites, painting, talking in front of the camera, explaining things in front of the camera, Excel, making nice, interesting books or like gallery art books. What else? I don't know. A lot of things. There are more things than this, and that I know, but I there are so many that I cannot. Oh, management, and I think I also built some skills about not only project management but like systems building. So doing all of these things, you can, if you have 5 skills, if you do one every 3 months, that's what, like 4 skills a year. In 1 year and a half, you're not going to need a job because you can take up so many. Oh, digital illustration as well. You can take up so many more projects. You have a larger pool of clients, and if you're basing your entire career on one skill, and most people don't have even one skill, they have just the skill of being an employee. And basically, if you have so many skills, if uh if it takes a year and you're not making anything out of the painting business or the painting skills, you can do another thing like video editing or filming or taking photos or building websites or making catalogs, and all of these things to be able to earn a living. So it's, you cannot, if you are poor, you cannot diversify in the sense of income, like investments, but you can diversify in the terms of skills. I think that's a powerful idea to be able to just diversify in skills. It takes about 3 months to just learn about cameras, learn about things, and be at a decent level where you can charge money. Of course, the more time it takes, the more projects you get, the better you get. So you're just gonna level up passively, let's say, because you learn on each and every photo shoot or website or anything else. You learn how to do things. Oh, and graphic design and so many things. I forgot to mention those. Like, I'm, and you will also learn the general principles of everything and how they connect together, and you will be able to just use things in other areas that were never intended to be used to create more efficiently. And yeah, I think why I think my life is so much better than others, because I don't have to work. I want to work, and I don't work for anybody else. I work for myself. And if I don't want to work, I can take 3 months off, 6 months off. So yeah, and I basically said that's how you do it. You build up skills every 3 months. You focus on one skill. I'm basically now focusing on multiple skills at a time, but that's easy to do and understand because they are super connected, and I'm already leveled up a bit on other other skills that I'm building actively now. Speaking on camera, I had a lot of experience beforehand, but I wasn't good at it. Now I am. I think so, at least. Um, so speaking on camera, video editing, understanding about cameras, all of these, I'm just raising the bar because it seems like these are making me the most money. Understanding how to speak and articulate yourself is one of the most important skills as a business owner, let's say, or creative, because it can really, it's such a hard skill to acquire for so many people that it can be the differentiator between you and your competitors. I don't believe in competition. I like to be very competitive in board games, but not in life. I do not compete. I don't like it. It makes me feel bad because I think it's ingrained in me that there is so many opportunities and so many things around. And also another thing why my life is so much better than others is the fact that I, even if I feel now, here is the irony. Even if I feel like I don't have what it takes, I still do it. And I do it consistently until it becomes reality that I can do it. So even if I suck at something, I'm gonna find a way to do it because I know it's possible. I believe it's possible. I truly believe, if I truly believe that something is possible and someone else, and the way I construct that argument is that I ask myself, what are the worst thing that can happen? Of course, I don't care about that. But I do want to know if there is something very, very bad at stake. And usually there is nothing. The more you ask this question, the more you realize the only thing you're going to lose is your time. And if you are smart about it, you're not even going to lose your time. because you're going to learn as a byproduct of making that project. And then I asked myself, what are the people who are making the least amount of money on that, in that? What are they making? And what are they doing? How are they doing it? Can I do it better? And that's how I convince myself of something. And if I see it that someone else can do it and they're not very good at it, but they can still do it, then why not me? I can be mediocre. I can really be mediocre. So I can convince myself of believing that it's possible. Like, people cannot really fathom that. Like, they have this idea in their head that it's because they don't have talent, or it's because they don't have, but they are bad at being beginners. And I really like learning, so that's why I don't care about beginnings that much. I enjoy learning and being a beginner and like not being good at something. It feels nice because it I know that's the exact most when I'm learning a lot, and I'm also building a lot of confidence, and it transfers to other parts of my life as well. It's 3 o'clock, 3:10. I had a okay day. I made one course. I meditated twice a day, as I do each day, 2 hours, and for this 30-day meditation challenge. And since this morning, I was able to feel a bit more things. I was frustrated, so I kind of succeeded in my goal. Even this morning, I felt those emotions more. And now I'm feeling even more emotions, which is nice. I wanted to go out and celebrate the fact that I painted 11 courses and that I'm taking a bit of a break. Not from everything, but from the very intense pace, because the editor hasn't edited any courses until now. So I'm going to probably get on Monday or Tuesday a course from him. Cannot wait. I was thinking of maybe editing some of them myself, but my time is better spent just doing them, just making them instead of editing. And of course, as always, thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.